All right, let's talk about building a fortress, not with stone and mortar, but a digital one right here in the cloud. And the blueprint for this fortress? It's a strategy called governance, risk, and compliance, or GRC for short. Now, this isn't some boring check the box exercise. No, this is about creating a truly smart, holistic security system for your AWS environment. So let's get to it.
So let's be real for a second. This is the big question, isn't it? The one that probably keeps a lot of you up at night. You've got services spinning up, resources everywhere, users coming and going. It's just a lot. How in the world are you supposed to wrangle all that chaos? And not just control it, but actually prove to an auditor that you're secure and compliant? It can feel absolutely overwhelming. Well, the answer isn't just some shiny new tool you can throw money at. It's bigger than that. It's a strategy, a whole framework for how you think about and manage your cloud environment. And that, right there, is GRC. It's our game plan for turning that chaos into calm, controlled order. It really boils down to three things: setting the rules, spotting the dangers, and then proving you're actually following your own rules.
Okay, so where do we start building this fortress? Every good build starts with a solid foundation, right? For us, in the digital world, that foundation is all about two things: visibility and guidance. I mean, think about it. You can't protect what you can't even see. And you're not going to build it right if you don't have a blueprint. It's that simple. So step one is just answering a super basic but critical question. What do we actually have out there? This is AWS Config's job. I want you to think of it like the ultimate inventory system for your AWS account. It gives you a detailed list of every single resource, and this is the key part, how it's configured at this very moment. And if anything changes, even a tiny bit, Config sees it. It's your single source of truth. Okay, now here's something that trips people up all the time: the difference between AWS Config and AWS CloudTrail. Let's clear this up. If Config tells you the state, like this S3 bucket is public, CloudTrail tells you the action that made it that way. It's the who, what, when, where. Think of it this way. Config is the photograph of the scene, and CloudTrail is the security camera footage showing you exactly what happened. You absolutely need both to get the full story.
All right, you know what you have and you know how it got that way. But is it any good? Is it set up correctly? That's the next big question. And this is where AWS Trusted Advisor comes in to act as your expert consultant, your blueprint. It's constantly scanning your environment and comparing it against AWS's own best practices, not just for security, but for cost, performance, the whole shebang. It gives you this prioritized to-do list to make your setup better. Okay, our foundation is poured, we've got visibility. Now it's time to build the walls, raise the drawbridge, and post some guards. We're moving into the next layer of our fortress: proactive defense. This is all about getting ahead of the bad guys, finding the cracks in the armor before they can be exploited. And our first guard on the wall is Amazon Inspector. You can think of it as your automated security patrol. It's constantly scanning your environment, looking for things like software vulnerabilities or network ports left open that shouldn't be. But here's the best part. It doesn't just dump a 1,000-page report on your desk. No, it's smart. It scores everything by risk so you know exactly what to fix first. It's all about tackling the biggest fires before they spread. Inspector is great for finding known problems, but what about the unknown unknowns, the weird, subtle stuff that doesn't look like a typical vulnerability? For that, you need more than just a patrol. You need an intelligent guard up in the watchtower, someone who can spot behavior that's just off. And that guard's name is Amazon GuardDuty. This is all about intelligent threat detection. So you might be asking, how does it do that? Well, it's pretty cool. GuardDuty is powered by machine learning and AI. It sips from multiple data streams, like your CloudTrail logs, and it learns what's normal for your environment. So when something abnormal happens, like an EC2 instance suddenly starts talking to a known crypto mining server, bam, GuardDuty raises the alarm. It finds the stuff a normal scan would never, ever see. Okay, so the alarm bell is ringing. A guard spotted something. Or maybe it's not an attack, maybe it's the auditors knocking at the gate. What do you do now? This next layer of our fortress is all about the response. How do we investigate what happened, and how do we prove to people that we're doing things by the book? Audits. If you've ever been through one, you know the worst part is just collecting all the evidence. It's a nightmare of spreadsheets and screenshots. Well, this is exactly the problem AWS Audit Manager was built to solve. It's your automated evidence collector. It continuously pulls together proof that your security controls are working. And it doesn't just look at AWS. It can pull from other clouds, even your on-prem stuff, and put it all in one neat package for the auditors.
So Audit Manager is amazing for proving you're doing the right thing. But what about AWS? The auditor is also going to ask, how do we know the underlying cloud platform is secure? They're going to want to see the official paperwork, the certifications. Where do you find that?
That's where AWS Artifact comes in. It's super simple. Think of it as your on-demand library for all of AWS's compliance documents. Need the latest ISO certification, the SOC 2 report? You just go to Artifact, download the PDF, and hand it right over to your auditor. Done.
Okay, let's circle back to that alarm bell that GuardDuty set off. We know something suspicious happened, but what was the full story? This is where you call in the investigator, Amazon Detective. This tool is a lifesaver for security teams. It automatically gobbles up all the relevant logs and pieces them together into a visual map. It helps you connect the dots so you can figure out the root cause, the how and the why behind an incident, not just the what. All right, let's take a step back. We've laid the foundation with visibility. We've built the walls with proactive defense. We've even created our response plans. We have all the pieces. But what's a fortress without a command center? You need that one room, that single pane of glass where you can see everything that's happening and make the right calls. This is the final crucial piece that ties it all together.
And that command center, that central nervous system for your security, is AWS Security Hub. It's the glue that binds everything we've talked about so far. It takes all those findings from GuardDuty, Inspector, Config, and a whole bunch of other services and pulls them into one place. So with Security Hub, you finally get that single pane of glass everyone talks about. It gathers up all the alerts, weeds out the noise, prioritizes what's important, and can even trigger automated fixes for you. This is the heart of what we call Cloud Security Posture Management, or CSPM. It's what transforms your security from just a pile of separate tools into a cohesive, intelligent system.
And that really brings us to the final and maybe most important question, one for you to think about. When you look at your own security setup in the cloud, what do you see? Is it just a collection of different tools that don't really talk to each other? Or do you see a true, unified, intelligent system? A digital fortress where every piece is working together to keep you safe. Because as we've seen, all the tools you need to build that fortress are right there, waiting for you.